Wait, you're...
I thought he fell into the blast furnace!
God damn it! You're supposed to be dead!
So Mr. X has seen many iterations throughout the Resident Evil series, being known as one of the base T103 Tyrants, or being called Trenchy by Leon in Darkside Chronicles. But regardless of which version of Mr. X we fought throughout the years, he was always shown to be an obstacle that would help make the Resident Evil title that he was on so memorable. Anyways, what is up you guys, this is DeVuH, and in this video we're going to be covering the evolution of Mr. X, ranging from his debut in the original Resident Evil 2, to his appearance in Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles, and up to the new Resident Evil 2 remake. But before we get started, if you guys are interested in other Resident Evil videos, please feel free to check those videos out on my channel. I'll leave a card to the playlist on the top right section of your screen so you guys can check it out. Alright, so like I mentioned earlier, we saw Mr. X make his debut in the original Resident Evil 2, sent there by Umbrella with the mission to retrieve a sample of the G virus and eliminating anybody in his path, where we see him dropped off in the RPD station and crashing through the roof, being one of the batch of tyrants that was sent there in Raccoon City. Also on a quick note, the other tyrants from the same batch would be seen in Resident Evil 3, scattered around the factory area, where we see each one of them defeated, and we even get to see a dead Super Tyrant, which would later become food for Nemesis and would help him mutate into his final transformation. Anyways, back to Mr. X, as we have this tyrant finally arrive in the RPD station, where in Darkside Chronicles we just hear that loud crashing of the roof, indicating that he's arrived, but now is on his hunt for both Leon and Claire.
What is that?
Did he just come through the roof?
What do we do?
As we watch him head straight towards us, hitting zombies to the side, dead set on eliminating our protagonist.
It's coming after us!
Where in the new RE2 remake, we don't see or hear him crash into the RPD's hallway. Instead, once we turn the corner, we see him move a portion of the crashed helicopter, showing his brute strength.
Jesus Christ!
And also, those footsteps in this version of the game gave us so much tension like it did from its different iterations, giving a sense of paranoia regardless of how far he is, reminding us that he's always on his constant hunt for our characters, never letting go of that tension that it produces. But there is a benefit to those footsteps of Mr. X, because at least it lets us know a general sense of where he's coming from, giving us a chance to navigate away from him. Alright, so overall, this tyrant in his base form has shown us that he can do a multitude of things in all of his different iterations, where he can follow us to different parts of the game, to the way he breaks through walls, and where we can even see him break cameras. But his overall intensity is the same throughout the different versions of Resident Evil 2, always reminding us of how brutal he can be, and what's more outstanding is that he keeps a flat affect while eliminating anybody in his path, showing how heartless this tyrant can be. Continuing to give us players so much tension, always following us at any location, popping up at the worst possible times, which is really highlighted in Darkside Chronicles where we encounter him in the sewers and Umbrella's secret lab, showcasing him to be much more aggressive and is able to run and jump at high distances during his boss fight, which I really enjoyed seeing him highlight this portion of his abilities in this version of RE2. Because in the original Resident Evil 2, we don't get to see him really move very fast except by the end of the game, after mutating into his Super Tyrant Transformation, having his limiter removed, and is now surrounded in flames. Where now he can slash at our characters from a far distance, covering the ground that we've made during the boss battle, where he also does his standard slash attacks at close range as well, compared to the one in Darkside Chronicles, where we see him in a whole new light, being able to rush at us with blazing speed, always darting around the environment, making it hard for us to hit him cleanly. Also, he's able to show off his superhuman strength when he literally pushes a stalled train towards our characters. He can also highlight his versatility when he can jump from area to area, making sure to make us feel that we can't get away from him too easily. Also, it was crazy to see him deflect rocket launcher shots at close range as well.
Holy shit!
Overall, the Darkside Chronicles version of Mr. X's Super Tyrant Transformation was great. Seeing him in this iteration was a great boss battle experience, giving that nice balance of challenge and fun at the same time. Anyways, with both the original Resident Evil 2 and the Darkside Chronicles version of Mr. X covered, let's move on to the newest iteration of the Super Tyrant that we see him in, which is in the new Resident Evil 2 Remake. Where this time, he looks much different compared to his previous versions. Instead of mutating fully and completely out of his trenchcoat limiter, here we see him halfway mutated and still having a portion of his limiter on his body, showcasing the mutated right side of his body that is all engulfed in flames. Where he shows a very similar style of aggression like he did in Darkside Chronicles, being able to lunge at us from a fair distance, showing that he's able to catch up to us in any portion in the battle arena. Where he also does his standard slash attacks and is even able to break through some of the rubble that falls on the platform. But his most devastating attack would be his instant kill move, where we see him give off a massive roar and then proceed to impale our protagonist. So with each version of Mr. X's Super Tyrant Transformation showcasing his highlights, seeing what this monster can do when facing our characters, helping make Resident Evil 2 so memorable, with the icing on the cake was when we're finally able to defeat him using our rocket launcher in all 3 different versions.
Game over.
Anyways, which version of Mr. X was your favorite? Please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you guys enjoyed the content, please feel free to like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell icon so you guys can be alerted when I upload new content. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching my video, and as always, you guys have a great rest of your day, and this is DeVuH signing out.